Actually, I'll let
Welcome to the Browns Wire podcast. This is your host, Josh Keatley. With me today is Donovan James. Donovan, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. And people thieving out here taking my identity. No, just kidding.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about that before the show. That sucks, man.
Not too much, but no, I'm all right, man. I'm living the dream, man. I'm alive. I'm happy. I'm just going through the motions, man. But I got some big, hopefully, news coming up soon for everybody. I can't announce anything yet.
Hopefully, that's why we're gonna make this show short and sweet. So you did get your identity stolen though, right?
Yeah, it happens, dude. Whatever,
dude. That's miserable.
It's good. Everything's frozen, so.
Dude, but like you weren't even doing anything sketchy either. Like you were just paying for gas, and they just.
Yeah, dude. Like the chip reader thing. What is it called? Like.
I don't know.
They have these like scam, like they put something in it for your chip reader and they can take it off of your card. Like get all your, I guess they can get your account, not your account number, sorry, your credit card number and your expiration CVV on the back.
Bro.
Because you're putting your card and all that shit, stuff. So, sorry. I didn't mean to curse so early.
Oh, I don't care, whatever.
But yeah, it sucks, but it's what it is. I had a good weekend though, man. It was a lot of sports, dude. Wimbledon and the Euro Cup and the McGregor fight, and I saw a bunch of Browns players there. That was cool. They just put the whole. They said the Cleveland Browns because there's so many Browns players. They didn't even. I saw Baker with the silk on.
Oh yeah,
the silk. So Odell always swagging, of course. Yeah. So that was cool. I hated Connor broke his leg, but I was happy for Novak winning. Hate England lost too, but it is what it is. They usually
you just know it all, dude. You just know all the sport. Man. You watch it all, fun. Man. You're just a junkie, bro.
I am a junkie. The NBA Finals, dog, last night. Milwaukee got a dub. That was. I know you saw David Bakhtiari though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that
was his dad, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was dad. That was cool. It was dad's first chug. He said so. That didn't look like his first one.
See, I've been gearing up for the CFL training camps, dude.
See, yeah, I'm
starting up in a couple days, bro.
Well, let me ask you this real fast. You think you and your dad could chug? Is your dad a drinking guy?
No, he can't hang. No,
he can't. Okay.
No. He drinks, but sparingly. You know what I mean?
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't drink that much either, dude. Like I go out and one or two, but. I'm not one to get a shit faced if you don't.
I saw that boy Mac Robinson out there this weekend drinking with Gabs and Molly and everybody. The whole Cleveland squad was there, dude. Everybody. Somebody
Mac
else was there. Yeah, he was hanging out with them all. Like,
he thinks he's so cool. I hope he's listening. He thinks he's so cool because he got verified. Dick.
He did. I tried, dude. I'm not gonna lie. They said I wasn't cool enough. They denied me, dude.
That's what the email said, bro. You're not cool enough. You're not, dear Donovan. You are not cool enough. Ask Mac Robinson for advice.
It was crazy. They didn't get me. They didn't get Ryan Roberts either. I thought Ryan Roberts he's legit, dude. He's a legit writer. He's really good. They didn't give him one either, but Mac got one, and somebody else I know got one. I forgot who else, but
our boss Jared got one.
Yeah, he got one. Jared got one from Downtown Rams. Alexis Kraft co-host, and she should definitely get one for sure. But I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I feel like there's so many weird factors that go into it.
Gabby didn't get one, dude. It's just crazy. Like Mac got one over her, dude.
Well, Matt, I give Mac a hard time, but Mac works for like Cleveland.com.
Yeah, he's legit.
Station. Yeah, he does a lot. Although I do hate him. I should get. Dude, I don't need one, bro.
Did you not?
Screw the man, huh?
You didn't try to get one?
Of course I tried.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get one.
Of course I tried. I was like, I'll press the button, but someone told me too that you have to have your phone number verified and your email verified.
You send your license.
And I was like, oh, I sent my license because that pops up on the thing. But like, there were some other things where like, oh, well, is your profile all the way there? Like, is everything checked out? And I was like, I don't know. I think I know my email's on there because I get emails, but I don't know if my phone number's on there. Yada yada yada. But I think that I don't, dude. I'm not important enough, anyways. Because the man hates me, bro. It's a conspiracy, dude. It's a conspiracy, bro.
Sorry. Yeah, I tried to get one on IG too, but shit, I didn't get either, man. Especially because Darius
I
has
don't get on IG.
both, man. Darius has both, so I have my little cousin verified. He's been verified though for a while. Most of the top, like I guess college athletes are though. Like
Sons of bitches. Yeah, but I saw some people. There's some legit people that got their verification taken away. There's a couple former Ohio State players I follow on Twitter that got their shit taken. I'm like, that's weird. But again, you have to be there. You have to tweet a certain amount and do this and do that. There are other things to it. You can't just be like, hey, I do this. But anyways, we got to cut this show short, dude, because you got a very important meeting after this. So we're gonna try to get this off by 9:45. Donovan and I, in an effort to keep this short, and because we were racing to figure out what to do, we didn't have a show last week because it was the holiday weekend. We were supposed to have a show yesterday. We were both doing family stuff. It's Justine, my lovely fiance's birthday. We went out to see a Black Widow and went to the dinner.
You didn't like it that much.
It was average. The villain was super disappointing, bro. Do you read comics at all?
Not really, but because I don't follow this one that much, but I'm interested to see it. But I'm not a big follower of Black Widow.
So you don't know who the Taskmaster is then?
No, I don't. No, I'm going into it blind. Yeah.
You'll probably like it because the movie's not bad. Other than that, the villain is just like, dude, what? Like,
okay.
Because if you Google the villain before you go and just even look at the photo, like look at the cover of the comics, like that he was in, you'd be like, oh yeah, that guy's dope. And then you'll watch the movie and you'll be like,
I gotta watch that. I gotta watch Loki too. I haven't seen any of that.
I keep falling asleep during Loki.
Dang,
I can't get into it, bro.
Heard it was really good.
Maybe I'm not a Marvel guy. I tell you what is funny though, Monsters at Work. Okay, Justine had her nephews over who were like 10, were like 10 and 7, and the show came out. I was like, I'll put on a cartoon. And by the end of it, they left the room to go play video games. I'm sitting there watching Billy Crystal alone. Anyways,
Billy Crystal.
Yeah, Mike Wazowski. This shit's funny, bro. So Donovan and I are going to bring you our top 10 college football quarterbacks. These are guys that I picked. The 10 guys I picked out are all draft eligible. I kind of put them in my ranking of where I think they might finish as far as the draft goes next year. And we're going to kind of see where our lists land. Donovan, do you want to go? We'll go like we did last time, 1 through 10, and we'll try to meet in the middle, try to negotiate. Do you want to go take the first one, or do you want me to do the first one? I think we agree on it because we've talked enough about this already.
Yeah, I mean, I can go first. I'll throw it out. I'll throw Sam Howell from University of North Carolina. Yeah, he just got baptized too last week. I saw on his Twitter.
Oh my God! Yeah. Now that he's got religion on his side, anything's possible.
Yeah, he's always been. He got back. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I like Sam. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet, but I saw him throw, obviously in high school, big time recruit, and yeah, man, he's my number one. It's not like by far anything. This isn't a class where it's like some super duper star quarterbacks. There's a lot of good quarterbacks in this class. It's probably deeper than last year's quarterback class, depending who comes out. But as far as like the top heavy to me, no, Sam's not like a number one surefire candidate. I don't think he's the best.
You think this upcoming class is going to be better than the class from? I
think more quarterbacks will be in the NFL in this class for a longer time, but there won't be not superstar guys. Like, I mean, obviously these guys are young; they have time to grow. But there's no Lawrence. Was it Lawrence Fields, Mac Jones?
Wilson, Mac Jones, Trey Lance.
Yeah, those guys have superstar potential, but I don't see any. Like Mac Jones was he the last quarterback in the first round of this year?
Yeah.
He'd be the first quarterback in this year's class. So that's what I think about the top heaviness of last year's class. But this class, I'm going to tell you already right now, there's guys I have that aren't even in the top 10 that are really good quarterbacks. Like, I mean, Kenny Pickett, like Derek King, DTR, Ritter, they're not in my top 10. Tanner Morgan, but Brock Purdy's not even in my top 10. But he's good. Like he's a good quarterback. It's just it's deep, and all these guys might not come out because we don't know. But I have 20 guys listed right now as draftable. A guy like Chase Garbage from Cal, and he's 19th on my list, and he's not a bad quarterback at all. But
you're naming. So you're looking at it I admire the way you're evaluating it, and I was going to text Bill before the show. but you're looking at a lot like when Bill Carroll talks about prospects, where he lists off all these guys that have a little potential. And I get that. That's cool. But you're talking about this class being better than the class with Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields.
No, deeper, not better.
Okay, right. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So when you talk about the depth of last year's class, you had, let's say Sam Ehlinger was a guy who fell to what, the 6th, 7th round.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Well, I mean, he had like 3 years of starting experience under his belt. He's very similar to like a guy. Kenny Pickett is Kenny Pickett a better NFL prospect than Sam Ehlinger, right? Like there's just some guys, or like a Kellen Mond. Kellen Mond's a guy that was not gonna be a first rounder. No one had him in their first round rankings. I think he went in the 2nd round, right?
Yeah, he went in the 2nd. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a guy pretty similar to him in this class that I have kind of going around the same as him. I don't want to name drop it.
Derek King, is he a better prospect than Ian Book? I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not saying that you're wrong. You're saying it with a lot of confidence, and it's like, dude, I don't know if those guys are. I don't know.
That class was.
It was a good class.
It was a really good class. I just think that class was very top heavy. I think there were some solid quarterbacks in there in the mix, but there was a drop off after like the Ian Books and those type of guys. Like the UDFAs, like none of them really excited me. And after like the 6th, 7th round, like I did like Ehlinger, but like that dude's not starting in the NFL. Like he might get a couple stars, but he's never gonna be. There's some diamond in the rough guys. Like I'm not a. I don't want to name off too many quarterbacks. There's some good ones towards that. I think there's some really good starters at the bottom end of like the 3rd, 4th round in this year's class.
Of the next year. Wow.
Yeah, man. Like Jayden Daniels and Tyler Show and Carson Strong. I'm not a big Carson Strong guy, but I think he has a lot of potential.
But I think that those guys are all going to – I think that – well, okay, then maybe we do agree because I have those guys all possibly being –
Dorian Thompson.
See, Dorian Thompson Robinson, that's a guy that I don't – that's a guy that seems like a very Kellen Mond type where like I don't see him entering the conversation the first round. I don't see me falling in love with him.
I have him as my 14th ranked quarterback, and you compare him to Kellen Mond. Mond was the 6th best drafted quarterback. That's what I mean. Like
a career arc wise, a guy that you know what I mean.
I had Jayden Daniels compared to Kellen Mond. That's what I was getting at with that, where he has that potential.
Oh, jeez. I think Jayden Daniels might be better. He's more consistent play. Anyways, we'll get to it. We both agree. Sam Howell's the shit. He's super accurate. He's got some Baker Mayfield to his game, which you know how I love my Bake. Very efficient. He looks like an NFL quarterback. He doesn't make a lot of dumb decisions. I like him. He's shown that he can put the team on his back. I know that everybody talks about North Carolina's talent on their offense. But he had games and he had drives where he, out of structure was very, very, very competent. And I think that counts for something. My number 2 quarterback is Spencer Rattler out of Oklahoma, 6 foot 198. Is that your number 2 guy? This is a guy I think he's got an NFL arm in every sense of the word. And, he's got the quarterback guru Lincoln Riley in his ear. What do you think?
Sorry, I was about to sneeze. That's why I did the 1 second thing. You asked me that, and I was like, I'm about to sneeze, but it didn't happen. No, I have Spencer Rattler too.
Cool.
It could very well flip depending on how the season goes. Like, so there's no one guy like Trevor Lawrence or that you just know for sure that's going to go in the first. I mean, there's no guy like that, but Rattler's definitely both of these guys are 5-star quarterbacks for one. Like they've been good. Like Rattler was. He was one of the few quarterbacks in high school that was from start to end number 1.
Wow!
And all the recruiting rankings. So, and Howell's a 5-star himself, and both of these guys are really good quarterbacks. And I like Rattler obviously for a little bit different reason, more the athleticism. Like I said, Lincoln Riley, quarterback guru. It's funny, you compare Baker to Sam Howell. I agree with you. Even Howell going to UNC, but Rattler, same school as Baker, it kind of has a little bit of. He'll get compared to probably all the Oklahoma quarterbacks. That's what people do. They don't know scouting. They're just like, oh, he reminds me of Baker, Jalen Hurts, and Kyler Murray mixed in one. That's what they're going to say. whatever. He's his own guy, but he's special, man. I love him, especially on play action. He's he's not
exciting.
the tallest guy in the world. He's got some long legs, dude.
He's got okay size. 6 foot's not small anymore.
Yeah. He makes up. Yeah, he makes up for it with the quick feet. The quick feet. He was really good point guard too. All state point guard.
Didn't know that. Yeah. Who's your number 3 quarterback?
Keaton Slovis.
Okay.
I have Keaton Slovis, but I feel like it's Rattler and Howell, and then it's a little bit of a tiny drop off. But I do like Slovis a lot. I mean, just his ball placement, some of the, he's taller than both of these guys too, which is funny because he's not a big guy, but he's got some height on him. He's another kid from Arizona, just like Rattler, played each other in high school. But ball placement, makes some big time throws downfield. Threw a lot of interceptions last year, but it's tough to watching SC. It's tough, man. Like those receivers, it's really easy for them to just throw it up to 6'4", Drake London, Michael Pittman, Amara St.
Well, they weren't. I don't remember him.
I think USC had the second best receiving corps outside of Alabama last year. Well, third, Ohio State, Alabama, then USC. Because they have 4 or 5 guys going pro. Not to mention
I don't remember him having any drive killing. Well, I guess all interceptions are drive killing, but I don't remember him throwing a interception. There's another quarterback on my list too, where I think that he threw a lot of interceptions, but I disagree with the manner in which he threw. I don't think. Sometimes I think the interception stat is a little overrated. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense totally. I think the Arizona State game, even though we won, he took us out of that game, and then he literally put us back in because he had a game-winning drive. But if we never should have been in that situation if he didn't throw that many picks. Obviously, the Oregon game, that game was just a disaster. But he didn't play well. But for the most part, Keaton takes care of the ball. But
I think
he throws balls up in the air. That's what I was getting at, though. When you have a 6'4", 6'5", another 6'3" receiver, you can kind of just YOLO ball it. But he kind of relied on that a little bit too much, I thought, last year. But we don't have as many good receivers this year. Still, as USC receivers are good, but I think he'll kind of come back to life a little bit because he did throw some YOLO balls that I was like, oh, come on, Keaton. But it worked out for him most of the time. But, you're not going to usually have that when you get into the league. It's just YOLO balls. And so – hopefully he'll kind of cut back on that. But he's good, man. He's a hard worker. I don't know if you were on the podcast when we had him on in high school, but
I was not.
You weren't on. It was right before I think you got there then. But it was when Eric was. And man, hopefully, shout out to Eric for getting hired at ESPN. By the way, that was super cool.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. Hopefully some of his good luck will rub. but no, yeah. Slovis, I have him at 3 though.
I have him at 4. I'm not that far off. It sounds like I like him more than you after you talked about his picks. I think he didn't get sacked very often. He doesn't get sacked very often. I feel like he knows where he wants to go with the ball. I feel like he gets it out quick. I like Keaton Slovis. He's my number 4 quarterback. My number 3 quarterback is Tyler Show.
Okay.
Transfer to Texas Tech. Where's he at on your list?
I have him a little bit lower. I have him at 8.
All right, so let's go ahead and put Slovis down at 3 then, since we were closer there. Yeah, I like Tyler. I think he's dope. I'm glad he transferred. He's going to get another opportunity at Texas Tech. I think he got shit on a little bit too much at Oregon. I think he was a pretty integral part of what they did last year. I think that offense just sucks. We kind of saw the play calling. We saw that a little bit with Herbert too, right? The same criticisms, and then he got the Chargers, and we're like, "What? Oh, he's good." No, he was always good. That offense is just weird. They don't. There's no flow. Weird. To how but it showed he was a very important part of that Pac-12 title. I don't think they get to where they were without him. He threw for 13 touchdowns, was pretty efficient, threw for 63%. I know he threw 7 interceptions, but that's like I said, I think that's kind of an overrated stat. He still threw, like I said, 13 touchdowns, 63% in 7 games. Good size, 6'5", 220 pounds, probably the biggest dude we're going to talk about today. I think he's going to really explode at Texas Tech. I think he's going to put himself in that first-round maybe not first-round conversation, but he's going to be up there. He's going to make it hard to say no to him. I'll say it. I think he's going to put himself in the first-round conversation.
I like him a lot. He can be that guy that kind of – people know who he is, but he can make a national name for himself and move up. Because people knew who Zach Wilson was before this year, but this was the year he really exploded and got to the top 5. And that could be Tyler. show for sure. He's another guy watching. He's from Arizona too, by the way. So Rattler,
Is he?
Slovis, and Tyler. Yeah, they all
Wow.
played. Yeah. All those Arizona boys kind of made it now, so that's kind of fun to see. But yeah, I like Tyler. He's one of the best physically opposing quarterbacks, and he's got nice hair, man. He has a blonde.
Oh yeah. Who's your? So I said my number 4 quarterback is Keaton Slovis. We put him down as our number 3 because you had him number 3, and I kind of agreed with you there. Who's your number 4 quarterback?
My number 4 quarterback is a former USC quarterback, Jaden Daniels, a Georgia quarterback now.
Okay.
He obviously lost his job to Keaton Slovis due to injury. I still think that JT does some things better than Slovis. I didn't buy the whole JT Daniels was trash. Like, I'm like, dude,
no.
Well, people were like, "Oh, like I told you, Slovis was better." I'm like, dude, he was a freshman. That team wasn't as good as the team Slovis played with. If he didn't get hurt, I don't think we'd be having this conversation. I think Slovis is a little bit better because his deep ball delivery. JT's knee is still a question mark to me. Even though he did come back and play last year, but he improved. I just want to see him stay healthy because that knee. That's the second year in a row he hurt that knee. So I want to see how that works out. But his team is loaded this year, so he should have no problem playing well. I mean, they have Georgia's everything. If Pickens comes back, that's going to be
Pickens
big
is
for him.
out.
But yeah, they're saying he might come back.
Oh, really?
They're saying he could be ready by the Clemson game. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's 19, so I mean, recovering fast, I guess. But well, either way, I mean, JT, I like him. I think he kind of showed a lot last year. That Cincy game, I think he outplayed the opposite quarterback who was getting a lot of praise, Desmond Ritter. I think he outplayed him.
For sure.
Yeah.
JT throws a lot of YOLO balls. I had him a little bit lower on my list.
He does.
At number 9, but he's still right there. That's so. Where did you say you had show at?
At 8, so we kind of flip on them.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so let's go ahead and put show at number 4 then.
Okay.
Because if you had him at 8 and I had JT at 9, that equals out, right?
Yeah, that equals out. That's fair.
All right. Okay. So we'll move on to number 5. Who's your number 5 quarterback?
Malik Willis out of Ole Miss, or
formerly
Ole Miss, Liberty now. Yeah. He's the sexy prospect right now in off season. Everyone's been talking. I love him. I mean, this kid's been good though, man. When he was at Ole Miss, with
he was at Ole Miss.
Yeah, he was at Ole Miss.
I thought he was at Auburn.
Auburn, excuse me, Auburn. I'm thinking, Auburn. He was at Auburn with
Bo Nix. Yeah.
Bo Nix and Joey Gatewood, who was Kentucky's quarterback now. But
yes.
Obviously Bo Nix is Bo Nix. I liked him more, but I was like, this kid's special. Malik, I mean, he's got some game. But he really showed out, especially in that offense at Hugh Freeze. And I do like him a lot. He's working out with Quincy Avery too, one of the better quarterback coaches in the country, and he got a lot bigger too. That was my thing with Malik coming out of high school. I think he was only 188, and he was just really thin frame, kind of like a quarterback we'll probably talk about in a second, Jayden Daniels. But he put on a lot of weight. I think he's like 210 now. They said.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that because I don't see it.
Malik Willis.
I'd love to see him step on a scale.
Yeah, I would love to see it. He's a lot. I mean, I don't know if he's 210, but I mean, he's definitely 200 pounds now, and he's a bigger guy. Like he looks way bigger. Maybe he was a lot lighter than when he was.
He's playing at Liberty too, though.
Well, I mean, that's we just had Trey Lance drafted at 3 overall. He played.
No, I was just saying like his size. Like, he's playing against smaller guys.
I don't. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Man, he's. I guess he's the Trey Lance of this class, or the Carson Wentz, or whatever. Because Liberty's not that small. Schools North Dakota State, I guess.
No.
But
I think he's over. I think he's overhyped. I think he runs around. He's kind of that backyard football style. The Hugh Freeze offense allows him to do that.
Zach Wilson, kind of similar.
Yeah, but Zach Wilson, man, Zach Wilson. I think he plays with more. He plays within the structure more. A lot of people like Willis, so you're not alone in that. I just feel like he's a really good college quarterback, and I think that people are probably going to be disappointed what he does in the pros. But either way, my number 5 quarterback was Jayden Daniels. Where you got Jayden Daniels on yours?
I had Jayden.
I would probably have Malik Willis at 11. By the way,
11.
I'd have him outside my top 10.
He's got some stuff to work on, but I'm really, I guess, looking at more potential with him, and especially towards the end of the season, he kind of was really showing me a lot. That bowl game, I can't remember who they played, but that's the only thing about watching too many sports is I forget a lot of shit. But I did watch that bowl game played. But anyway, where do I have Jayden Daniels? I actually have him at 7, so not too far off.
Not too far off, yeah.
Jayden
Daniels I think he's kind of like that Trey Lance. Really, really, really intense, high potential, very raw. You know, I know he's thinner at 6'3", 185, but he's got big, broad shoulders. I think that he can. I don't know if he's ever going to be 200 pounds, but I think I don't think he's going to be the smallest person on the field. So I'm cool with that. If you said you have an 8 or 7.
7, yeah. I flipped him the last minute with somebody else, but yeah.
So we can put him at 5 then, because like I said, I'm much lower on Willis. My number 6 quarterback is actually Bo Nix. I know he had a bad 2020, but he's got that we saw it. We see flashes. I think that he can set the tape straight. Where you got Bo Nix?
Not in my top 10. So
yeah,
yeah, not. He's 12.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just too up and down, man. Like he's not that guy yet. He had a rough season last year. I don't even think he'll be in this draft class. He'll probably stay a whole another season after this and be a 4-year starter. I don't see it, man. He's got a long way to go. And this Auburn team, new staff. How is he going to perform with this new staff? Now he does fit with the new staff and what they do on offense. He fits a little bit better. He couldn't because when Gus is asking you to do, he asked Bo to run way too much, and Bo's athletic as hell, but asked him to run too much, and he asked him to throw too many deep passes because all they do is that same damn route with swords.
But you can ask. I don't have a problem with him throwing the deep passes. It's just that whole offense. He's run the same offense with Bo Nix that he ran with Nick Marshall.
Exactly. You know what I mean? He doesn't change. He doesn't adjust though. Gus doesn't adjust.
Yeah.
Now he has with Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel can run that offense. He got UCF, right?
Gus Malzahn?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah.
With the UCF, yeah. With Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's smart because Bo Nix is a rhythm guy, dude. But you can't get in rhythm when you're like Nick Marshall.
He can take deep shots. I don't have an issue with this. Just like you said, he's right. The whole Nick,
bad deep.
You can't go run. The whole he ran a variation. Let's be real. He ran a variation of the option offense. I'm gonna bash it down your throat with my quarterback and my running back, and then I'm going to throw it up. And he's always got a couple wide receivers that ran a 4-2, 4-3 like Anthony Schwartz or whatever, and that's what
my boy Eli Stove.
Yeah, Bo Nix that's not really what he's built for.
Yeah. I get that.
He wasn't bad. He was bad last year, but it ain't like shit. It wasn't like he inept. There were still he didn't look like he did as a freshman. But we got 9 minutes left, dude. Who's your number 6 then?
My number 6, Matt Corral. I think Matt Corral is
really.
That's the guy that's the guy, man, for me that can move up. He can move up.
All right,
he's not gonna move up to number 1, but he can move up to the first round.
So let's go ahead and put Malik Willis at number 6 because I like Willis better than Corral. Okay.
Do you?
Yes. So we'll put. I'm not a big fan of Corral. I think he throws up a lot of yellow balls, and that offense he played. I'm not a big fan of him. I think the offense that he plays in is really built around the quarterback. I'm just not a big fan. Who's your number 7 quarterback?
Jayden Daniels at 7.
Oh, that's right. We talked about. Okay. My number 7 quarterback is Graham Mertz from Wisconsin. This is another quarterback who throws a lot of interceptions, but I think he's very aware. I think he's a cool as a cucumber. I think a lot of those interceptions, they weren't like game killers. I like him. I think he's got a big time potential. Former 5-star recruit, as you know. Where you got Graham Mertz?
I have Mertz with Bo Nix in the 2023 class, so I don't really have them actually like ranked. I went with more guys I know are going to come out, and then like seniors more so.
Really?
Okay. I don't think because Mertz didn't really play much last year because he had COVID. And he didn't.
I know.
They didn't play much.
He did play.
He did when he replaced Jack Cohen his freshman year. He looked pretty good too. But it's like, is he going to have a big enough 1 year where he just comes out? I don't think so. Especially Wisconsin guys, that's not really their MO. And Nix is.
Oh, dude, we never ranked JT Daniels, did we?
No, I had him at 4, so he probably should be ranked by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess take out Willis.
Yeah. Okay, so JT Daniels is 6, right? Yeah.
Daniels,
JT,
and then
yeah,
Willis
because he's
is
still
7.
behind. Yeah, I guess so. Well, who do you
Because
have? You had Daniels is 7. I have Graham Mertz is 7. I have. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put Willis at 7.
okay. And at 8, I had Phil Jurkovich from BC, formerly of Notre Dame. All these guys are transfers, I guess. So
Wow, I don't have Jurkovich that high. That's your number. That's your number 8.
Yeah, I really had him tied at 7 with Jayden. I don't know who's better. I mean, I really like Jurkovich better right now, but Jayden has more potential. But I like Phil Jurkovich. Who came on? Somebody came on your show and said he could be a first-round pick. Was it?
Nate Atkins.
Yeah, Nate. Always in the Notre Dame thing. And then I talked to another Notre Dame guy, Ryan Roberts, who writes for the site. He said Jurkovich going in the first round. He's going to be and he's the biggest quarterback because he's 6'4", 228. He can run really well. I like him. He does have a slow delivery, but that kind of worries me. I know Bill was kind of showing me some stuff saying, watch how he throws, kind of worrisome. But Bill does like him. I like him. He's tough as hell, man. He's got game. I think he's a game. He's kind of – this is a big year for him because BC's
well, they got Jalen Gill too. So I mean, they got this
is a
big
year for
BC.
Yeah, a lot of people are picking BC kind of like a trendy team
as a sleeper. I have Carson Strong number 8, 6'4", 215 from Nevada, big arm, productive. What do you have him at?
I have Carson Strong at 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not bad. So we're staring at combined. Carson Strong would be 18, 10 plus 8. Mertz would be at 18. Bo Nix 17. All right, so Bo Nix looks like he's our number 7 guy.
I thought Willis was. Oh wait, you like?
Willis was 6. Willis was 7. Wow, I'm losing track. Bo Nix is 8. So Willis was 7. Bo Nix is 8. JT Daniels was number 6. So now we're moving on to number 9. My number 9 quarterback, I already said, was JT Daniels. Who's your number 9 guy?
Number 9 was Tyler Shell, but I guess Strong is our number 9 guy. Gonna end up I have it written.
No, it'd be your boy Corral.
Oh yeah, I forgot, man. You don't like Corral.
Yeah, Matt Corral would be number 9. Who's your number 10 quarterback?
Carson Strong.
Okay, and then my number 10 is Desmond Ritter. Who would you have, Desmond Ritter?
I have Ritter at 12.
Really?
Yeah, I do like him. I give him a hard time, but he's good. I just saw people put him in like the damn first round, and I was like, come on, bro.
I like him. I think he got a lot better last year than he did the year before. We got all the hype. He's probably the biggest threat on the run too.
Him or Purdy though. That's been a hot debate lately.
I like Desmond Ritter more.
People don't like Purdy anymore, man. What happened?
He just that offense is it. When you have to rely on him, he doesn't rise to the occasion.
That's so true. So true. He is
a good college quarterback.
Besides that one moment when they beat Oklahoma, he played okay because everyone's like, "That's his game." I'm like, he really didn't play that well though. Like he made a couple throws, but like he's not. Or the game they played Oklahoma in the Big 12 title, and they lost. Like everyone's like, he played so well, but like they were playing from behind, and he was allowed to throw down by 14, and then he looked great. But like, so yeah, I totally agree with you there.
Yeah, he'll probably have a very similar legacy to like I don't know. I keep thinking like JT Barrett, of someone who was like, was JT Barrett as good as Justin Fields or Braxton Miller? No. Was he Terrell Pryor? No. But he's got all these records. Did all you know what I mean? He never really, but he wasn't the guy to take the offense to the next level. It was always Ezekiel Elliott or you know what I mean. It was always someone else, but he was kind of the distributor. Brock Purdy's a little bit like that, because every time he's been there, they've had the Big 12's leading rusher.
Yeah, Montgomery and Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce his first name? Breece, right?
Yeah, right? Okay. Breece. Yeah.
Breece.
So that would make Graham Mertz our number 10 quarterback. So to recap, the Browns wire, top 10 college quarterback, right? I did the math right because that'd be 18.
Wait, you got some honorable mentions that we don't know, but what's some Josh Keatley sleepers? I got a couple minutes to spare for your sleepers. I want to hear your sleepers.
Man, I'm not really sure.
Who the Browns going to draft in round 6 next year?
Oh, one of these. I mean, shit. I would venture to say probably one of these guys.
What about
Desmond Ritter? Strikes me as he could be a Jamie. He could either going to be a Trey Lance type or a Jamie Newman type. Either way, I like him. I like Jamie Newman. It's just I could see him not. The Desmond Ritter hype is if he makes the same strides as he did last year, I think he can be a first-round pick. If he doesn't, we may be looking at a Dak Prescott kind of deal, or like I said, Jamie Newman. Jamie Newman went undrafted, so that might be a little too harsh. But like Dak Prescott was a guy that I gave a first-round grade going into his last year at Mississippi State, and he just did not get better. He did not get better from the year prior.
Get drafted high because of the off the fields? Didn't he get in like a
I don't think that affected him because he got in a fight. He didn't punch a woman; he punched a dude
at the beach.
That came off really bad if you're listening to the MP3. But if you're watching the YouTube video, you'll know that I said that it wasn't what I meant to say or how I meant to emphasize that was it was not a domestic violence issue. It was two drunk guys at a bar. Which I think most people would agree. Beach bar. yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if you remember, he was the one that got jumped, and he just won the fight. It's that, but right? I mean, you would agree that is a different scenario than something that would, like a guy like Jeffrey Simmons or Joe Mixon. Those are realistic bad things that those guys did. Oh, Donovan just got off. I believe he's going to our meeting, so we're going to go ahead and end the Browns Wire podcast to recap our top 10 college quarterbacks. Oh, I guess he just jumped back on. I thought you jumped off because you had your meeting.
No, I just got kicked off. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and close this up. So to recap, our top 10 Browns Wire college quarterbacks to watch in the year 2021 is number 1, Sam Howell. Number 2, Spencer Rattler. Number 3, this is when it starts to get dicey, Keaton Slovis. Number 4, Tyler Show. Number 5, Jayden Daniels. Number 6, JT Daniels. Number 7, Malik Willis. Number 8, Bo Nix. Number 9, Matt Corral. And number 10, Graham Mertz. I like how the last 4 were just you and me going back and forth on guys who Malik Willis. I didn't like him. You liked him. And then the next guy was Bo Nix. You didn't like him. I liked him. The next guy was Matt Corral. I didn't like him. You liked him. And then the last guy was Graham Mertz. You didn't like him. I liked him.
Yeah. I like Graham. I think 2023. That's where I had him. I didn't even put him in this year's class. I had guys.
Man, when you create your own logo though, you better show up.
Oh, facts. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm so happy that happened, dude. I'm super happy for all these kids, man, getting their logos. And Matt Corral was one of the first ones I saw too. So
you saw
Rattler. Rattler's got the best one.
Yeah, he does. He has a cool one. He kind of stole it from the Arizona Rattlers, right?
Yeah. Well, he's from there though, so he grew up.
Yeah.
He grew up watching them. Probably. Well, I don't know if he grew up. Did he grow up watching them? Maybe not. Maybe.
Well, he might be too young, dude. Because
that's what I'm saying. He's only 20. Yeah. I don't know if he grew up. I think his dad played in the league though. Or
wow.
Like one of them. Yeah, Bill would probably know his dad. I don't know if you do, but
no. Bill would know them. Bill would know
my buddy. I have a buddy that says Tanner Morgan should be a top quarterback. I don't believe in him anymore though, so I'm sorry. He wanted me to mention Tanner Morgan, but I don't know about that guy.
We'll see what he does this year without those top, first round wide receivers.
Yeah, true. Charlie Brewer is going to Utah now. That's the one I want to throw in there. He's one concussion away from probably not playing football again though.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone is technically, but you know what I mean. Charlie Brewer's he's at 20 ACL, like 3 concussions, dude, last year. Like,
yeah, it would be a blessing if he made it through the entire season.
He's at Utah now too. That's a place. He's gonna get hit there. I mean, just because he went to the Pac-12 doesn't mean he's not gonna get hit.
No, he'll get smacked around.
I do like Emory Jones too from Florida, but he just hasn't started.
He's not. I don't know where the hype. I don't know where the hype.
He's the most athletic quarterback by far in this class. That's where the hype is. That dude is a freak. He's a Lamar Jackson freak. He's just athletic, dude. He runs like a 4.3, like probably. He's like Lamar Jackson, dude. Like running wise. Now throwing, we haven't seen him yet, but he is insane, dude. I mean, he's like a 40-inch vertical.
I bet Ritter runs. I'm looking at his numbers from high school. He ran a 4.8 in high school, but I bet he runs a 4.4.
That's different. I don't see that in Ritter. I see like a 5. I see like a low.
He's so elusive and smooth too.
I think Desmond's like a 4.5, 4.49 guy.
I'd give you 4.49, sure. Yeah.
Moore Jones is like a 4.3 dude. In Mullen's offense, that's gonna.
He can't throw the goddamn ball.
He'll give him some time. Give him some time.
He's getting a lot of hype. He's getting a lot of hype for a dude that's never taken a snap.
He's taking some snaps. He took some snaps last year.
He's getting a lot of hype for
No
someone
stars.
He was a gadget player behind Kyle Trask. He couldn't be out Kyle Trask. Now Kyle Trask was good.
Senior.
I'm just saying, talking about him like he's going to be a possible first round pick. You know, those guys don't usually sit around on the bench. You know what I mean? Todd Beckman, I believe, was a fifth year senior when Terrell Pryor got his ass benched. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I get that. Amari Jones is a long way to go, though, man. I mean, he still has a long way to go as a passer. But I can't wait to see him play because, I mean, he's just in the perfect offense to play in. Because Mullen's going to let him run. Like, I mean, if he might only throw like 8 passes a game.
I'll bet you CJ Stroud finishes higher in the Heisman race than Emory Jones.
Well, I do too, but I mean, CJ Stroud.
Oh, really?
The two best receivers in the country. If those guys played up,
we can't make a draft because CJ Stroud's a freshman. So
I want CJ Stroud to do well because I like CJ. He's a Cali kid, but I kind of don't at the same time because I want.
I know you don't. You don't.
I want Quinn. No, because I want Quinn to start. I know if CJ plays good, you know, he obviously has to come back next year. I want Quinn to start as a true freshman with a blonde mullet next year.
Man, if Quinn Ewers is as good as they say, I don't think it's going to matter how CJ Stroud plays. I mean, you know, Kyle McCord was supposed to be. He's supposed to be God too. And his arm, when I saw him at the spring game, his arm is big time, dude. His arm is big time. He's probably more talented than CJ Stroud, like physically gifted. His arm is huge. Got a big arm, dude. He was just.
I like that athleticism that CJ has, though, man. Ohio State kind of
but if you got Olave and Garrett Wilson
Well, yeah, but just to have that RPO though, because I mean, you guys don't have a true top running back this year. I feel like you have some good ones now. Don't get me wrong, but not. You don't have a J.K. or a Zeke or a.
See, I disagree.
Was my boy from Trey Sermon? He was truth. No,
I think Master Teague is a nasty. I think he's good. I think he's underrated.
I thought you didn't like Master Teague that much.
He has moments where he's a little bit of a downhill runner, but I think that he's only got the one thing to work on. If he can get a little wiggle to his game and he can get a little speed to his game, he's nasty. He checks every other box. Don't you think?
I like him. I just don't think he's not. He's just a good running back. He's solid. He's nothing.
You think that Trey Sermon checks more boxes than Master Teague?
Yeah, I do. I like the way Trey Sermon can catch the ball too, out in the backfield. But this is what a good problem to have through Ohio State, man. It's just like when they had Haskins.
Dude, he's built like a goddamn bulldozer. He weighs 230 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big boy now. I just think Stroud he's just special, man, that athleticism. But I like Kyle too, but Quinn is the best complete quarterback because he's got size. He's got
I don't know any full disclosure. I know nothing about Quinn Ewers.
I think Quinn Ewers is the best quarterback in last year's class. If he left high school early, if he would have been the number one quarterback.
You are not the only person I've heard say Quinn Ewers is the best quarterback they've ever seen. I've heard a few people say it. You're the first one I heard say it though.
I don't think he's the best ever, but he's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen in high school for sure. I don't know if he's the best yet. He has a whole senior season left though, so I don't want to. I mean, right as of when I saw him when he was a sophomore, that was the best sophomore quarterback I ever seen. Like, and he's still got room to grow, but now that he's so hyped up, I want to see how he plays in Texas, man. Like, that's different. Like, he has a lot of pressure on him, and a lot of people don't like him because he's going to Ohio State. All the Texas schools he could go to, he's going to choose Ohio State. But
a lot of those Texas kids pick Ohio State.
They do. I think it was They do have a lot of Texas guys. I think it was just different with him. His dad went to UT and played. Yeah, there's a picture of him if you follow him on Instagram, he has the UT flag on his wall, and that's where he was committed to. But he decommitted when Herman got canned, and now he has does he have Ohio State tattoo? Did he get Ohio State tattoo?
Does he?
I think
no,
he did.
I don't think so.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did, but I think he was talking about getting a tattoo or something at some point. I don't know. These kids are crazy, dog. They always talk about.
Yeah, he didn't get. He
does have a brand new tattoo though, but it's not Ohio State one. You're right.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. We'll see. Ohio State's a good problem to have, Just like
I said, I think Master T. I complained about him a lot last year because he didn't have any wiggle, but I complained about Trey Sermon too, and he went in the third round. So,
yeah. Do you guys still have Matthew Baldwin? Is Matthew Baldwin still Ohio State's roster?
No, dude. He transferred to TCU like 2 years ago.
Oh man, I forgot about him.
Yeah. Yeah, he got hurt. He went down to TCU, was supposed to be their saving grace, and got hurt. I think he's still there. Yeah, he'd have to be.
They had a quarterback last year I kind of liked, running quarterback. I can't think of his name, TCU.
I can't remember his name either. I know who you're talking about.
I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right, we're getting close to 10 o'clock. You got your big beat, and hopefully you can update us next week on how that went. This was the Browns Wire podcast. Donovan, where can they follow you? What do you got going on?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Don James Sports. The name remains the same. I did a podcast with a bunch of people last week, mock draft for the NBA. So I think it's up somewhere still. I don't know where, but Syrian Sports. That's where. Sorry,
dude, that was bad. That was a bad plug.
I know. I'm sorry, man. My mind's out of the place. Shout out to all those guys.
I don't know who for.
I forgot, man. I did it, but no, I did it, and then literally like last night, the MLB draft was last night, and Chris Ransom had me talk about some. I don't know.
Oh my god, you talk MLB draft, baseball?
Well, there's a player I interviewed that is an MLB draft, Bubba Chandler, and he was he's the quarter. He committed to Clemson. He committed to Clemson.
Nebraska?
No, you're thinking of Bubba Starling.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
I'm an idiot. My
you're
bad.
throwing him. Bubba Chandler is committed to Clemson as a quarterback. He was a 4-star quarterback in this year's class, but he also just got drafted in the third round of the MLB draft. So he kind of has a dilemma: go to the Pittsburgh Pirates or play for. He's not going to play for Clemson obviously this year anyway, but he has a good problem to have, I guess. So I interviewed him, and that's kind of what I talked about. MLB draft is awesome, but that's tough, dude. That shit's insane because those guys are going to play for like years. So, or some of them might not ever play for the team they got drafted by. So it's crazy. Like Kyler Murray got drafted in the first round. He'll never play for the A's, dude. Probably. So it's crazy.
It seems like such a waste of time to talk.
It's tough, but this was the best MLB draft according to a lot of people in the past decade. Like this is like a superstar MLB draft. So it's like the highest rated draft they've had in the past like 15, 20 years. So a lot of people
viewership?
Yeah, a lot of people were watching it, and it's still on because
what's a lot of people, like 12?
I watched it last night. They had it was like a full sold out crowd in Denver, and it looked cool, man. And there's a lot. I mean, like I said, college baseball was really big this year. Just because like it was like those powerhouse teams, the Vandy's and the Mississippi States and all those teams, but Texas, they all made the college series. So.
I love how you make fun of me for watching like low grade football, but you're watching the Major League Baseball draft where half of the guys don't even do it.
Well, I watched the first round. I'm not watching. I mean, there's 25 rounds. Only watched.
Oh my god! 25 rounds.
Only watch one. But those guys. I mean, there's some really good players in the MLB draft this year, and I haven't had a chance to watch a lot of them, but I was intrigued, so I had to see it. I had to see it for myself. That's all.
Goddamn insane. Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Josh Keatley 16. Most of my work is at the Buckeyes Wire now. Just did an article. You'll like it, Donovan. A couple articles. The top 10 most highly recruited quarterbacks in the past 20 years. The top 10 most highly recruited running backs at Ohio State the last 20 years, and wide receivers as well. Wrote some things about the first players to hit the name, to cash in on the name, image, and likeness clause with Julian Fleming and Seven Banks doing an autograph signing this week. So a lot of my work is over at Buckeyes Wire. We're still going to pump out the Browns Wire podcast. I know Jared has got to be hating us because I've written 0 articles since basically. I've written like 2 articles since he's been our new editor and boss, because all my time's been spent on the Buckeyes Wire. So I'll have to change that eventually. But again, you can follow me on Twitter at Josh Keatley 16. Please give us a like, listen, subscribe, click the little thumbs up button if you're watching us on YouTube. Give us a review if you're on you listen to us on iTunes. Reach out to us with any questions you might have or something you want to bring up on the show. Our DMs are always open, and thank you. We're out.